I am here today to do my first spooky review of October, and as you can see, I am dressed for the occasion. For me, a spooky review essentially means I'm going to be reading a lot of thrillers / horror books this October, and I'm going to do a review for each book as I read it. Nothing more than that. So the first book that I read this month was Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. So if you're wanting to know, is this a worthwhile book or not? The answer is yes, it is. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And to be honest, I really love this author. I've actually read everything that she's written. My top favorite would be Gone Girl, and then probably this one. Then Sharp Objects is my least favorite. And I've also read the short story that she came out with more recently called The Grown Up, and I would rate that probably the same as Sharp Objects. It's really short though, but worth a read. So in Dark Places, we're following Libby Day. She is a woman in her mid-30s, and she's having to come to terms with the fact that the trust fund that she has been living off of since she became 18 has finally run out. So she has a trust fund from when, in the past, when she was about 7, her whole family was murdered, except for her and her brother, who was pinned as the murderer. At that time, because she was a kid and everyone felt sorry for her, a lot of money was donated and she's been living off it since then. At the beginning of the book, she is meeting with her lawyer to discuss the terms of the trust fund and how she's running out of money. So she has to come up with a way to make money quick. And the thing about Libby is she's kind of a pathetic individual. I've gone on in the past about how I don't like these unlikable female characters, but I think with Libby it makes sense because she's someone who had a huge tragedy happen to her and hasn't been able to pick the pieces up since then, and that's why she is the way that she is. So as the story progresses, she meets up with a group called the Kill Club, which is essentially a group of people who hang out and discuss unsolved murders or mysteries and try to figure out what happened. One section of the Kill Club is obsessed with the case of her family, and they're convinced that the brother is not truly the murderer of the family. So she kind of teams up with them and is willing to meet up from people from her past in order for them to give her money. And as the book goes on, both the Kill Club and Libby find out more about what actually happened that night. So if you are looking for a fun book or a book with a really happy ending, this is not going to be the book for you. I won't spoil anything, but this is going to be a book that will probably not scare you, but the descriptions that the author writes are so visceral and disgusting sometimes. Even if she's talking about something as simple as the lunch lady at school, the way that she describes everything is very unsettling, and that's one thing that's always great about her writing. Also, I will say that this book has kind of a slow start. When I first began the book, I wasn't sure how into it I was going to be, but around the second quarter of the book, it really picks up and gets you a lot more interested as we see scenes from the past and from the present of Libby's life. Basically what I'm saying is try not to get frustrated with Libby as a character right away, although it's easy to. I kind of felt a little bit called out because she describes herself a lot as being very short, like under 5 feet, and being kind of feisty and angry about it. And I can really relate. You don't know this about me, but I'm extremely short. And, you know, everyone stereotypes you with the feisty short person personality all the time. So it's kind of funny that this is probably the first book I've ever read about a character that is like me. So that was pretty cool. Overall, I recommend this book to you. It was very unsettling. It wasn't really scary, but it does have those uncomfortable vibes. And I do think that the mystery was well told. I saw one thing coming, but most of the twists and turns I did not expect. That's it for today, everybody. I will see you next week with a new book for October, and if you're feeling generous, give it a like, and I'll see you later. Bye.